Welcome back, my friends. I'm Emily, and today we start with a simple story. When I began learning English, I often felt lost. Native speakers spoke so fast, like a song I could not follow. I wanted to understand, but the words seemed to fly away. One day, I discovered a new way: slow English listening. For the first time, I could hear each sound clearly. It felt like the language slowed down just for me. Later, I tried shadowing. I repeated every word I heard. At first, it felt strange, like echoing someone's voice. But slowly, I noticed a change. My tongue moved faster. My ears caught the rhythm. My voice grew more confident. That's what we'll explore today. Two methods: slow listening and shadowing. Both simple, but powerful. Let's dive in together. Let's begin with our first big idea: slow English listening. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just listen slowly. But trust me, there's more to it than meets the ear. When I first started, English felt like a rushing river. Words came quickly, crashing together like waves. I could barely catch a single sound before the next one hit me. It was frustrating, and honestly, I felt a little hopeless. But then I found a new approach: listening to English more slowly. Imagine this: you're learning to play piano. Do you begin by playing fast? Of course not. You press each key slowly, one at a time, until the melody makes sense. Slow English listening is just like that. When you hear the language slowly, you catch each note. You notice the rhythm, the pauses, the tiny details in the sound. Suddenly, the sentence is no longer a blur. It becomes a pattern you can follow. And when you can follow, you can understand. I remember my first experiment with slow listening. I found a short children's audiobook online. The narrator spoke clearly, slowly, and with lots of emotion. At first, I thought, this is too simple, maybe too childish. But after a few minutes, I realized something powerful. For the first time, I could hear every single word. It was like turning on a light in a dark room. The language was still English, but now it was clear. And more than that, it was enjoyable. I actually smiled while listening because I felt progress. That is the magic of slow English listening. It takes away the fear of speed. It gives you space to breathe. It lets your brain focus on the shape of each sound. Over time, this simple practice builds a deep foundation. Your ears begin to recognize familiar patterns. Your mind connects sound with meaning more easily. And slowly, very slowly, confidence grows. Here's the key: don't worry about understanding every word. This is so important. If you expect 100% understanding, you'll get stuck. Instead, just focus on the main idea. Let the words flow like music. Sometimes you will understand one sentence, sometimes just a few words. That's okay. That's normal. The goal is to train your ears, not to translate everything. I often tell learners, think of it as background music. Play a short clip while cooking or walking outside. Don't force yourself to study, just listen and repeat again and again. Repetition is your best friend here. Each time you listen, your brain catches something new. One day, it's a word. The next day, it's the rhythm. Later, it's the emotion in the speaker's voice. These little details add up over time. And before you know it, you start hearing fast English more clearly too. That's the real benefit. By listening slow, you prepare for listening fast. It's like training wheels on a bicycle. First, you go slow, steady, safe. Then, one day, the wheels come off. You're riding freely, confidently. Slow English listening is the first step toward that freedom. So, if you're new to English, start small. Pick a short video or podcast, 2 to 5 minutes long. Make sure it's slow and clear. Listen once without reading. Just close your eyes and let the sounds wash over you. Then, listen again, maybe with a transcript. Notice how the words look and sound together. Pause after each sentence if you like. Repeat the audio a few times during the day. The more often you listen, the stronger your ears become. Even 5 minutes a day makes a difference. And the best part is, you don't need any special tools, just your ears, your time, and a little patience. Step by step, slow listening will transform the way you hear English. It transformed mine, and I know it can transform yours too. So take that first step today. Press play on something simple. Listen slowly and feel the language open up for you. Now let's move to the second part, the benefits and practice of slow English listening. I want to start with a simple truth. Confidence in English begins with clarity. When you hear words clearly, you feel calm. When you miss words, your mind feels lost. That's why slow listening is a gift for beginners. It builds clarity step by step. The first benefit is confidence. Imagine sitting in a room with native speakers. They talk fast, and you feel nervous. But after weeks of slow listening, something changes. You begin to catch words here and there. Suddenly, whole sentences start to make sense. That small success gives you courage. You think, yes, I can understand this. Confidence grows one clear word at a time. The second benefit is rhythm. Language is music. Every sentence has beats and pauses. When you listen slowly, you hear the rhythm clearly. Your ears start to recognize where words begin and end. That rhythm later helps your speaking too. You don't just learn vocabulary, you learn the natural flow of English. The third benefit is emotional connection. When speech is fast, you often miss feelings. You only hear noise, not meaning. But when speech slows down, emotions appear. Happiness, surprise, sadness all become clear. This makes English feel alive, not mechanical. It pulls you in. It keeps you motivated. I remember listening to a short story podcast. The narrator spoke slowly, with warmth and energy. Even though I didn't know every word, I felt the joy. That joy made me return every day to listen again. Emotion is fuel for learning. Slow listening gives you that fuel. Now let's talk about practice. Where can you find slow English listening? The good news is, it's everywhere. Beginner podcasts are perfect. They are made for learners with clear and slow voices. YouTube also has channels dedicated to slow English. Children's audiobooks are another great resource. Yes, they are simple, but simple is exactly what you need. The stories are fun, the language is clear, and the pace is gentle. Don't underestimate children's material. It works wonders for adult learners too. Here's an important tip. Repetition is key. Don't just listen once. Play the same clip again and again. Each time you will notice something new. Maybe a word you missed. Maybe a phrase you finally understand. That repetition trains your brain naturally. Another tip, don't chase perfection. It's normal to miss some words. It's normal to feel confused sometimes. Focus on the main idea, not every detail. Ask yourself, what is the speaker talking about? If you can answer that, you're on the right track. I also suggest mixing situations. Sometimes listen while relaxed, maybe lying on the sofa. Other times, listen while doing chores or walking outside. This keeps learning light and natural. It also makes English a part of daily life. And here's a bonus idea. Subtitles. You can use them, but carefully. First, try without subtitles. Test your ears, even if it feels hard. Then, check subtitles later to confirm. This way, you build listening skills step by step. Remember, slow listening is not only for beginners. Even advanced learners use it to refine their accent. They listen to slow recordings to notice tiny sounds. That's how professionals improve too. So wherever you are in your journey, slow listening helps. It's like exercise for your ears. Small daily practice makes your hearing stronger. And the stronger your ears, the easier fast English becomes. Think of it as building muscle. Each repetition adds power. Each short session shapes your skill. And over time, you feel lighter, faster, more natural. So take a short clip today. Listen once, twice, 3 times. Smile when you catch a new word. Celebrate every little win, because those wins add up, and soon you'll notice a real change. Now let's move on to part 3, shadowing. This is one of the most exciting techniques you can try. At first, the word shadowing may sound mysterious, but the idea is simple. You listen to someone speaking English, and then, almost immediately, you repeat what they say. You follow their words like a shadow follows a body. That's why it's called shadowing. I still remember the first time I tried it. I was nervous and felt a bit silly. I played a short English video and tried to copy the speaker. My voice stumbled, my timing was late, and my tongue felt heavy. But even with mistakes, I realized something powerful. I was speaking out loud, and I was practicing in a natural, active way. That small discovery changed the way I learn languages. Shadowing is not about perfection. It's about rhythm, sound, and flow. Think of it like singing along to your favorite song. You may not hit every note, but you still feel the music. In the same way, shadowing trains your mouth and ears together. You begin to notice how words connect in real speech. You catch the melody of English, and slowly, your own voice starts to sound more natural. Here's why shadowing works so well. First, it improves pronunciation. When you copy a speaker's voice, your mouth learns new positions. You shape sounds in ways you never practiced before. Second, it builds speed, repeating quickly after someone forces your tongue to move faster. It's like sprint training for your speech. Third, it develops listening skills. To shadow, you must focus on every word and sound. Your ears become sharper, more sensitive. Together, these benefits make shadowing a complete workout. It trains listening, speaking, and confidence, all at once. Let me tell you a short story. When I was learning French, I felt shy speaking out loud. But then I tried shadowing podcasts while walking in the park. At first, I whispered, worried someone might hear me. But day by day, my voice grew stronger. Soon I was speaking with confidence, even alone in public. Shadowing gave me freedom to practice without fear. That same freedom is waiting for you in English. Start with short, clear recordings. Don't choose something long or too difficult. 1 minute is enough at the beginning. Listen carefully to one sentence. Then, repeat right after the speaker. Don't pause for too long. Just follow their voice. Yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, you'll stumble. But that's part of the process. Your brain and mouth are learning to work together. And each time you practice, it gets easier. Here's a tip. Don't worry about full understanding. Even if you miss a word, keep going. Shadowing is about rhythm, not translation. Another tip. Use your emotions. If the speaker sounds happy, copy that energy. If they ask a question, raise your tone. This makes your practice lively and realistic. One more idea. Gesture with your hands. It may sound funny, but moving your body helps memory. It also makes speaking more natural, like real conversation. And remember, short daily practice is better than long sessions. Just 5 minutes a day is enough. Over time, those small efforts add up to big progress. I promise, if you keep shadowing, you will notice change. Your speech will flow faster. Your pronunciation will sharpen. Your confidence will rise. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll sound more like a native speaker. That is the power of shadowing. It may feel strange at first, but give it time. It's a bridge between listening and speaking. And it's one of the most effective ways to bring English alive in your voice. Now, let's explore part 4, the benefits of shadowing. This is where the magic of the method really shines. Because shadowing is not only about repeating sounds, it is about transforming the way you use English. The first big benefit is pronunciation. When you shadow, you copy the exact way a native speaker talks. You imitate their mouth shapes, their intonation, their stress. Slowly, your mouth learns to move in new ways. Sounds that once felt impossible become easier. I remember struggling with the th sound in English. It felt awkward, and I avoided words with it. But by shadowing speakers, I was forced to say it again and again. After a few weeks, the sound became natural. I didn't think about it anymore. That's the power of direct imitation. The second benefit is speaking speed. Many learners know words, but they speak too slowly. They stop often, searching for vocabulary or grammar. Shadowing pushes you to speak faster, almost automatically. When you follow a speaker closely, you have no time to overthink. Your tongue learns to keep moving, even with mistakes. It's like training for a race. At first, you run slowly, but shadowing makes you sprint. Over time, your natural speed in conversation improves. The third benefit is listening comprehension. To shadow, you must focus carefully on what you hear. Your ears get sharper with each session. You start to recognize word connections and natural reductions. For example, going to becomes gonna. By shadowing real voices, you learn how English truly sounds, not just in textbooks, but in daily life. The fourth benefit is confidence. This is perhaps the most important of all. Speaking aloud every day makes your voice stronger. It breaks the fear of using English in real life. I've seen many learners feel shy in the beginning. They whisper, unsure if their accent sounds right. But after a few weeks of shadowing, something changes. Their volume increases. Their tone sounds natural. And one day they realize they can speak without fear. That's confidence built through practice. Here's a short story to show you what I mean. A friend of mine, Maria, was learning English for work. She understood a lot, but never spoke in meetings. Her boss thought she was quiet, maybe not confident. I suggested shadowing for 5 minutes a day. At first, she laughed, saying it felt silly, but she gave it a try. 1 month later, she told me something amazing. She had spoken up in a meeting for the first time. Her colleagues were surprised and impressed. She said shadowing gave her courage. It trained her mouth and mind to act faster. That is how shadowing can change lives. Another hidden benefit is memory. When you speak and hear at the same time, your brain remembers more. The act of repeating locks phrases into long-term memory. Soon you're not just copying sentences. You are actually using them in real conversations. And that's when fluency begins to grow. So let's review the main benefits clearly. Shadowing improves pronunciation by copying native sounds. It improves speed by pushing you to speak faster. It improves listening by sharpening your ears. It builds confidence by giving you daily speaking practice. And it strengthens memory by repeating phrases out loud. All of this comes from just a few minutes a day. That's what makes shadowing so powerful. You don't need hours. You don't need expensive lessons. You just need a voice to copy and the courage to try. At first it feels strange, but soon it feels fun, like singing along to your favorite music. And little by little you realize you don't just sound like the speaker. You sound like yourself, but in English with confidence. That's the true gift of shadowing. Now let's move to part 5. How to practice slow English listening step by step. Because knowing the idea is good, but action is what makes progress. I want to guide you through a simple routine you can start today. The first step is choosing the right material. This is very important. Don't pick something too long or too difficult. In the beginning, short clips are best, around 2 to 5 minutes. Podcasts for beginners, YouTube videos with slow speech, or children's audiobooks are perfect. Why children's stories? Because they are designed to be clear, simple, and engaging. And honestly, even adults can enjoy them. The second step is listening once without reading. Just press play, relax, and let the sound flow. Don't worry about understanding everything. In fact, don't even try. The goal is to give your ears a first taste of the rhythm and tone. It's like smelling food before you eat it. Your brain prepares to receive the language. The third step is to listen again, this time with a transcript if available. Reading while listening connects sound with text. You learn how words are spelled and pronounced at the same time. I remember listening to a story about a little dog. When I saw the transcript, I realized I had guessed some words wrong. The text corrected my ear, and the sound corrected my reading. They work together. The fourth step is to pause after each sentence or phrase. Take small bites instead of swallowing the whole meal. Play one sentence, stop, and think about the meaning. If it's simple, repeat it aloud. If it's new, maybe write it down. This slow process helps your brain store the sound in memory. The fifth step is repetition. This is where the magic happens. Play the same audio again and again, even across several days. Each time you listen, you notice new details. One day it's a single word. Another day, it's the emotion in the speaker's voice. The brain loves repetition. It builds strong connections with every replay. Here's a tip. Make listening part of your daily routine. Listen while you walk, while cooking, or even while brushing your teeth. It doesn't need to be a big study session. 5 minutes is enough. Small habits, repeated daily, create big results over time. Another tip is about subtitles. They can help, but use them wisely. Try first without subtitles. Challenge your ears to work hard. Then use subtitles to check what you missed. This way, you grow both listening and reading skills. And remember, slow listening is not just for beginners. Even advanced learners use it to polish their skills. They slow down recordings to hear tiny sounds more clearly. It's like an athlete reviewing their technique in slow motion. That's how small details become strengths. I once worked with a student who loved music. He slowed down English songs and listened to each word carefully. At first, it sounded strange, not like the radio. But soon he understood every lyric. And later, when he heard the song at full speed, he could follow easily. That's the benefit of slowing down before speeding up. So let's review the steps clearly. Step 1. Choose simple, short, clear material. Step 2. Listen once without reading, just focus on sound. Step 3. Listen again with transcript, connect sound and text. Step 4. Pause and repeat small parts, understand and repeat. Step 5. Repeat the audio many times. Let your brain absorb naturally. And bonus tips. Use subtitles carefully and make it a daily habit. Follow these steps, and you'll see progress in just a week. Your ears will sharpen, your mind will relax, and your confidence will grow. Slow listening is not magic, but it feels magical, because step by step, it opens the door to real understanding. Now let's dive into part 6, how to practice shadowing step by step, because shadowing is powerful, but only if you know how to do it right. I'll guide you through a simple method you can start today. The first step is choosing a short audio clip. Don't pick something long or too advanced. 1 to 2 minutes is perfect for beginners. Choose material that is slow, clear, and interesting to you. It could be a beginner podcast, a YouTube video, or even a children's story. The second step is listening carefully without repeating. Play one sentence and just focus on how it sounds. Pay attention to the rhythm, pronunciation, and tone. Don't rush. Let your ears get used to the voice. This step is like warming up before exercise. The third step is to listen again and repeat immediately after the speaker. Don't pause for too long, just follow closely. You might feel clumsy at first, but that's okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to train your mouth to move with the sound. Think of it like dancing. You follow the steps of your partner until your body remembers the moves. The fourth step is repetition. Play the same sentence several times. Listen, repeat. Each round you'll sound a little closer to the speaker. You can even record yourself. Then listen to your voice and compare it to the original. This can feel strange, but it's a powerful way to notice progress. The fifth step is to keep your practice short and fun. Don't force yourself to shadow for an hour. 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough. Short sessions keep your brain fresh and motivated. Consistency is more important than length. Another tip is to add gestures. Move your hands as you speak. It may sound funny, but it helps your memory and makes you sound natural. And don't forget about emotion. If the speaker sounds happy, copy that energy. If the speaker asks a question, raise your tone. This helps you practice intonation, not just words. Here's a personal story. When I was learning Spanish, I used shadowing with beginner videos. At first, I whispered the words softly, afraid to make mistakes. But slowly, I grew louder and more confident. One day, I recorded myself. When I played it back, I realized my pronunciation had improved a lot. I didn't sound perfect, but I sounded real. That gave me the motivation to keep going. And that's what shadowing does. It makes you hear yourself differently. It shows you progress in real time. Now, let's review the steps clearly. Step 1, choose a short, clear audio clip. Step 2, listen carefully without repeating. Step 3, repeat immediately after the speaker. Step 4, repeat several times. Record if possible. Step 5, keep practice short, fun, and daily. And don't forget the bonus tips. Use gestures, copy emotion, and enjoy the process. Shadowing is like a workout for your mouth and ears. At first, it feels heavy, but with daily training, you get stronger. Your pronunciation sharpens. Your rhythm feels natural. And one day, without thinking, you start speaking fluently. That's the gift of shadowing. So, if you've never tried it before, start small today. Pick one sentence, shadow it, and feel the change. Then repeat tomorrow and the next day. Soon, it will become part of your learning routine. And little by little, you will notice your English transform. Now let's move to part 7, personal stories and motivation. Because learning is not only about techniques, it's also about how we feel and how we stay motivated. Let me share a personal memory with you. When I first tried shadowing in French, I felt embarrassed. I was alone in my room, but even then I was shy. I thought my voice sounded strange, almost like an echo. But I decided to keep going. Day by day, my pronunciation became clearer. And after 1 week, I noticed something amazing. I could say full sentences without stopping. It felt like my voice had unlocked a new rhythm. That small change gave me confidence to continue. And soon, I was speaking more naturally, even in front of others. This is the kind of progress shadowing can bring. Now, let me tell you about a friend of mine, David. He was learning Spanish for travel. At first, he understood a lot, but never spoke. He worried too much about mistakes. Then I introduced him to shadowing. He started with just 5 minutes a day. He listened to short clips while walking to work. At first, he laughed at himself. He said, "I sound ridiculous." But after 1 month, he noticed real change. He could order food in Spanish without thinking. His confidence grew, and he enjoyed practicing even more. Shadowing gave him the courage to use Spanish in real life. That's the power of consistent small steps. And it's not just David. Many learners I've met had the same story. They began shy, quiet, and afraid of speaking. But with daily shadowing, they became confident speakers. The secret is not doing it perfectly. The secret is showing up every day. Even 5 minutes makes a difference. Because progress builds like drops of water. One drop feels small, but over time it fills the glass. Let's be honest, there will be days you feel tired. Days when you don't want to practice. That's normal. On those days, remind yourself of your why. Why do you want to learn English? Maybe for work, for travel, or for connecting with people. Hold on to that reason. It will carry you through the hard days. Here's another tip. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait until you sound perfect. Celebrate the moment you understand a new word. Celebrate when you shadow a full sentence without stopping. These small victories are fuel for motivation. I remember one student, Anna, who kept a journal. Every day she wrote one line about her practice. Sometimes it was, I shadowed 3 sentences today. Sometimes I understood a new phrase. Looking back after a month, she was amazed at her progress. Writing it down helped her see how far she had come. You can try this too. Keep track of your daily efforts no matter how small. It will remind you that every step counts. And here's something important. Enjoy the process. If you enjoy it, you will continue. Choose topics that make you smile. Shadow a cartoon character or a scene from your favorite show. Make learning playful, not stressful, because joy is the best teacher. So let's sum this up. Personal stories show us that shadowing works. It builds confidence step by step. It turns shy learners into confident speakers. Motivation comes from small wins, from daily habits, and from remembering your why. And most of all, from enjoying the journey. So if you feel shy or unsure, remember this. Every learner starts as a beginner. Even the most fluent speaker once struggled too. You are not alone in this journey. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, and trust the process. One day you'll look back and realize how far you've come, and that will be your greatest motivation to keep going. And now we've reached the end of today's journey together. We talked about slow listening, and we explored shadowing. 2 simple tools, but so powerful when used daily. I know learning a language can feel heavy sometimes, but remember, even 5 minutes a day can change everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Every sentence you hear, every word you repeat, is progress. I once thought I could never speak another language, but slow listening and shadowing proved me wrong. They showed me that small steps really do create big results. So today, I want you to take one small step. Listen to a short clip, repeat one sentence, and smile at your effort. Because effort is what builds skill. I believe in you. Keep listening, keep shadowing, and keep moving forward.